Ladies and gentlemen, let us all rise up to welcome the children and our ministers. Honorable ministers, we welcome you. Director Fathia Alwan, representing the Executive Secretary, you are all welcome to have your seats. We can get seated, please. We are going to begin our program. I would like to recognize the presence of Her Excellency, Madam Muna Osman Aden, Minister for the Ministry of Women and Family of the Republic of Djibouti, who is the IGAD Chair, Excellency Dr. Ergogi Tesfaye, Minister for the Ministry of Women and Social Affairs, Madam Aya Benjamin Libo Warile, Minister for the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare of the Republic of South Sudan, Excellency Dr. Balam Baruga, State Minister for the Ministry of Gender, Labor, Social Development of the Republic of Uganda. Apologies if I didn't spell the last name correctly. Honorable Madam Fathia Alwan, IGAD Director for Health and Social Development Division, representing His Excellency Dr. Warkeni Gabayo, the Executive Secretary. I also want to recognize the Country Director of Save the Children International and also Regional Director for IOM, World Vision, Country Director of UNICEF, other partners present in the room, experts from member states, the children, the reason we're here, and the custodians of the policy, colleagues from IGAD Secretariat, in a very special way, Dr. Emnet, the lead expert in this process, Excellencies, the Minister that are here today marks a significant milestone and our member states as we are concluding a two-year journey with various stakeholders. Over the past 2 days, your experts have done a tremendous job, concluding by today, we will hear from you, looking forward to adoption and signing of the Ministerial Declaration. To begin our program, we'll start with opening remarks. Hence, I would like to call upon Honorable Fathia Alwan, Director for Health and Social Development Division at IGAD Secretariat, representing His Excellency Warkeni Gabayo, to come to the podium. Honorable Fathia, you are highly welcome to the podium. I also would like to call upon Country Director of Save the Children to come to the podium as well. Representative of Swiss Agency for Development, you are welcome to come to the podium. Representative of the children, you are also welcome to the podium. IGAD Chair, you are highly welcome to come to the podium. And the host, the government of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, and I take this opportunity to really appreciate you for hosting this meeting. We are really thankful for that. It shows the commitment of Ethiopia towards the cause of children. We always come to Ethiopia for our meetings, and Ethiopia is one of the member states that's always committed to support the IGAD. Highly welcome. Representative of the children, Ikram. Ikram, you're welcome. To start these opening remarks, I call upon my boss, Director Fathia Alwan, the Director for Health and Social Development, to give us opening remark. Director Fathia is one of the long-serving staff of the IGAD, a senior member of the senior management. She has worked for 2 decades at IGAD. She has steered a number of initiatives and programs. She's been very instrumental to what we are doing today. Without her leadership and guidance, we'll not be here celebrating this milestone. Honorable Fathia, you are welcome to give your remark.
Thank you, Dr. Victoria. A very good morning and bonjour and assalamu alaikum to all of you. Excellencies, we are very happy to be here in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, who is also our capital and also our second home, actually, for IGAD. Excellencies, thank you so much. Estimated, I will be reading the speech of His Excellency Dr. Werkene Gebeyehu, and has also the Dr. Victoria have said. My name is Fadhia Alwan. I'm the director for the Department of Health and Social Development for the last 22 years, and I was very happy to serve my country and the whole region. And I'm very happy today to represent His Excellency to deliver his speech on his behalf. Excellencies, representative of Ethiopia, Madam, actually, yes, I just, Erai. Excellencies, the chair of the Republic of Djibouti, the ministers of gender and social development, Excellencies, our ministers from the regions, our partners, Save the Children, and also the delegate from our member state, dear children, ladies, gentlemen, all protocol observed. A warm greetings to all of you, and as I say on behalf of Dr. Werkene Gebeyehu, the IGAD Executive Secretary, it is my privilege to welcome you to this ministerial conference on the first IGAD conference on the adoption of the IGAD child policy. As an organization dedicated to fostering the regional cooperation and integration, IGAD prioritizes the peace, social well-being, and economic development of our region. We also recognize that achieving these goals requires sustainable investment in our children and youth, and also the foundation of our region. IGAD has consistently supported both the regional and the national efforts to enhance security, health, nutrition, trade, education, and migration, all of which that are also crucial. In line also with IGAD has been proactive in developing forward the policies that created an environment conducive to protecting the rights and also the welfare of all individual and community across our region. We all know today take a significant step forward in that journey. The adoption of the IGAD child policy, we know, will serve as a cornerstone for ensuring that children across the region enjoy the highest standards of protection, assistance, and participation in harmony with the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child. Excellencies, by adopting a robust regional child policy, we aim also to empower our member states to better fulfill their international and regional commitment while also implementing a child-sensitive initiative that positively will impact the lives of children throughout the region. Yesterday, our technical experts have concluded the technical validations actually of this final draft policy. This dialogue will ensure is comprehensive, coherent, and also effective in achieving its objective. Excellencies, this consultation conducted across the past years across the IGAD region, culminating in the past 2 days discussion, but also reflect the strong political will and also the dedication of our member state and children alike. This ministerial conference, where we aim to formally adopt the IGAD child policy, collective commitment to prioritizing the rights of children in our region. Excellencies, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to all representatives of children involved in this process. Their active engagement and contribution have brought us to this milestone, signaling a shared determination to foster inclusivity, but also create a brighter future for all our children in the IGAD region. However, we must also not lose sight of the challenge ahead, from the climate change to conflict, food insecurity, disease, poverty, forced displacement. Children across our region have significantly threats to their security and well-being. Since also 2019, IGAD has been actively engaged in the inter-regional economic community dialogue to also create regional strategy that support our member state by building and enabling legal and policy environment for migrant and refugees children, while also promoting cross-border collaboration. Excellencies and delegate, we know that these policies align with the goals set in 2019, the Interreg roadmap. This is also forthcoming child policy will also cement the IGAD role as a regional leader in advocating for child-sensitive agenda. It will also propel us closer to realizing the rights of the children across the region. Moving forward, we must also channel the same energy demonstrated during this policy development into its dissemination, popularization, and implementation. This also will include the developing national action plan, implementation strategies, and also a robust monitoring and evaluation framework. In conclusion, Excellencies, we are deeply grateful to our member state, our estimated partners, Save the Children, the Swiss Agency for the Development and Cooperation, for their invaluable financial and technical support in also organizing this workshop. We also recognize the invaluable contribution of other partners, which include IOM, UNHCR, UNICEF, and the World Vision, among others. Excellencies, together let us continue the groundbreaking work to support and protect in our region. Thank you so much and merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Honorable Alwan, for the remark. The next remark will Strength, Country Director of Save the Children, Ethiopia. You're welcome.
Your Excellency, Dr. Eria Tesfaye, Minister for the Ministry of Women and Social Affairs of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia. Your Excellency, Madam Muna Osman Aden, Minister for the Ministry of Women and Family of the Republic of Djibouti. Your Excellency, Madam Aya Benjamin Libo, Minister for the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare of the Republic of South Sudan. Your Excellency, Dr. Balam Barugahara, State Minister for the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development of the Republic of Uganda. Allow me to also acknowledge Madame Patia Alban, IGAD Director of Health and Social Development Division, Mr. Abebo Bihonen, IGAD Head of Mission to the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, distinguished representatives from Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation, UN agencies, INGOs, civil society organizations, our dear children, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Warm greetings to you. I'm privileged to address you following 2 days of fruitful technical validation discussions. In November, we celebrated the International Day of the Child, a day that holds particular significance for the IGAD region this year. As we approach the realization of the first ever IGAD child policy, we recognize the commitment of IGAD and its member states to advancing children's rights and well-being. While all member states have adhered to global and continental norms, including the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, and many have already signed the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, the adoption of this regional framework is a testament for the promotion of children's rights in our region. Save the Children extends our heartfelt congratulations to IGAD and the dedicated teams who made this milestone possible. This achievement reflects a deep commitment to promoting children's rights, fostering their well-being, and ensuring their voices are actively heard and included. Today's conference marks a pivotal moment as we come together to endorse this transformative policy in support of the children and youth in the region. With the conclusion of consultations and technical validation, IGAD and its member states now have a comprehensive framework to operationalize the rights of children, be it in education, survival and development, participation, or ensuring a healthy environment. The policy provides the foundation to address the critical challenges facing children, and we hope to see its implementation matched by the same unwavering commitment demonstrated throughout its development. My office, Save the Children in Ethiopia, worked closely with IGAD Secretariat towards organizing child-led consultations on the draft framework that were held here in Addis Ababa in May last year. The child participants were very articulate. Aside from having a solid understanding of the challenges children face both in and out of home, they recommended bold measures for our consideration that could impactfully and holistically change the environments that children grow up in. Excellencies, Save the Children reaffirms its commitment to supporting IGAD and its member states in ongoing efforts to protect children, especially those most vulnerable due to disability, economic deprivation, climate change, conflict, harmful practices. Through a system-strengthening approach and focused advocacy, we aim to ensure no child is left behind and achieves his or her fullest potential. In the same vein, the Memorandum of Understanding between Save the Children East and Southern Africa Regional Office and IGAD underscores our collective dedication to advancing child protection. Since the launch of the 2019 Roadmap on Strengthening National Protection Systems and Cross-Border Collaboration, Save the Children has actively supported regional initiatives. This has included financial and technical contributions for the development of the framework that has brought us here today, bolstered by the secondment of our migrant protection specialist, Dr. While these achievements are significant, The challenges facing children remain profound. Persistent issues such as displacement, violence, poverty, and disempowerment demand concerted and immediate action. As co-chair of the Regional Child Protection Network, Save the Children is committed to fostering collaboration, advocating for children's rights, and ensuring dialogue which drives meaningful change. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, let us deepen our partnerships and collective resolve. Together, we can empower our children to realize their rights, fulfill their potential, and overcome the challenges they face. Let us ensure a future free from uprootedness, poverty, and violence. A future where every child in the IGAD region thrives. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you a productive and inspiring ministerial conference. Thank you.
Thank you for the remark. Save the Children International has been very instrumental in developing policy. The technical support you have received from Save the Children is eminent, need to be acknowledged and recognized. Without that support, we will not be celebrating this day today. So I really appreciate the support from Save the Children. Our next remark will be on behalf of the Swiss Agency for Cooperation and Development. It will be delivered by Her Excellency Raska Osman, Deputy Ambassador, Embassy of Sweden in Ethiopia. You are highly welcome to give your remark.
Thank you very much. Excellencies and distinguished and esteemed ministers of the IGAD member states, distinguished representative of our esteemed host country, Ethiopia, distinguished representative of IGAD and of all partners, Save the Children, UNHCR, IOM, present here, and in particular also esteemed representative of the children today here. It's a privilege to be here with you today, representing Switzerland, as we celebrate a truly momentous achievement in the process of advancing rights of children across the IGAD region. This event marks not just the adoption of the IGAD Child Policy Framework, but also the realization of a vision, one that reflects the collective commitment to ensuring that children's rights are prioritized at the regional level. Today, we have witnessed the culmination of hard work, persistence, collaboration, and dedication from all esteemed stakeholders. What makes this achievement truly exceptional is the unique and inclusive approach IGAD has taken throughout the development of this policy. For the first time, children's voices have been actively and meaningfully included in the policy-making process. Their perspective, their articulate statements over challenges, their asks, and their hopes are now reflected in a policy that will guide the future of child protection in the region. This is a policy for children, shaped by their own experiences and needs, which makes it all the more powerful. I commend IGAD for the exceptional leadership and dedication in making this process a reality. From the initial consultations to the technical reviews and national discussions, IGAD has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to ensuring that this policy truly addresses the challenges faced by children in the region. Their vision and tireless efforts have ensured that child protection is now firmly embedded at the core of IGAD and of its member states. Furthermore, Switzerland is proud to support the regional project East African Migration Route, EAMR, a vital initiative dedicated to strengthening the protection of children and youth on the move. Launched in 2009, the project operates in Ethiopia, Sudan, and Egypt, and emphasizes the cross-border and route-based approach to refugee children. EAMR's advocacy efforts extend beyond these countries, playing a significant role in shaping policies at national, regional, and global level, efforts which we are witnessing here today. We would also like to express our appreciation to Save the Children, the implementing agency of the EAMR project. Save the Children's mandate, rooted in the protection and promotion of children's rights, is perfectly aligned with the goals of today's policy. Their tireless work to ensure that children, especially the most vulnerable, are heard, protected, and supported has been instrumental in bringing this initiative to life. Save the Children's long-standing commitment to advocating for children's rights and developing impactful policies is invaluable in shaping the future of child protection in the region. While today is a day of celebration, it is important to recall that this is one step in a process and that a policy alone cannot do the work. What is ahead of us now is the implementation of the child policy framework. And as the discussion has showed, it is crucial to support its implementation all the way along. And we now have a detailed roadmap with clear responsibilities. Participants and member states have worked hard to ensure that the ambition that has prevailed during the development of the policy will be sustained throughout the process of its implementation and its monitoring. We will follow up closely, and we hope that children that have been essential in developing the policy will look at us with confidence, knowing that we take them seriously. Let's remember that the child policy framework is a powerful tool, one that holds the promise of a better future for children across the region. The challenge ahead is to ensure that it becomes an actionable framework that transforms and the Swiss Development Cooperation. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to IGAD for its leadership, to all IGAD member states for their tireless efforts, and to Save the Children, who all work together to bring us to this point. We look forward to supporting the continued implementation of this policy and to seeing the positive impact it will have on the children of this region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency, for the remark. IGAD truly appreciates the support Swiss Agency for Development. Without the financial support, would not have gone through this development of the policy. We highly appreciate that. You've mentioned about the issue of implementation. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, the children during the children consultation speaking about the issue of implementation. They stress that it's very important to implement the policy. I think it's a collective responsibility, member states, IGAD, our donors and partners, to ensure the implementation. IGAD stands for we believe that child participation is important. They need to be involved in decision making, especially in policies to do with them. Like I said earlier, the children are the custodians of this policy. It cannot be implemented without them. Hence, of the region. Ikram, you're welcome.
Says I should start with greeting the ministers, but today we are here to celebrate and assign IGAD child policy. So the stage is for the children, and I would like to greet East African Child Parliamentary from Djibouti, Peweron, Jok from South Sudan, Somalia, Abaria Sumuni, again is from Kenya. Nita Darach. Honorable Minister of Women and Social Affairs of Ethiopia, Dr. Ergogoy Tesfaye, Honorable Omoana Osman Adin, Minister of Mr. Bumwambi Mongari, Director of Children's Services, Minister of Labor and Social Protection of Republic of Kenya, Mrs. Fatuma Muhammad Ali, Director of Children and Family Affairs, Mrs. Fatia Alwana, Director of Health and Social Development Divisions, along with IGAD Child Policy Partners and Minister of Women and Social of Ethiopia staff members. Before you today, Ikram, present European Children's Parliament and child rights advocate on behalf of East African Child Parliamentarian Representative. Addressing child rights issues across IGAD member states requires multidimensional approach due to diversity of challenges such as poverty, conflict, limited access to quality education, violence, and weak healthcare systems. As a child parliament representative, we would like to recommend the following ideas to the member states of governance and concerned stakeholders. First and foremost, enforcement and implementation. Ratify, implement child rights policies and laws. Ensure full implementation of UN Convention of the Rights of Child and the African Charter of the Rights and the Welfare of the Child, along with IGAD child policy. Combat child labor and trafficking. Enforce strict laws against harmful child labor, trafficking, sexual abuse, and exploitation with focus on domestic work. Establish child-friendly justice system. Create child-friendly judicial system that prioritizes best interests of children in case of abuse or neglect, and children in conflict with the law. Second, promote access to quality education, universal education. Provide free, compulsory, inclusive primary and secondary education. Address barriers. Focus on reducing dropouts due to early marriage, drug substance use, and the gender-based violence and displacement. Invest in infrastructures. Build more schools, rebuild the damaged ones, including those damaged by armed conflicts. Improve quality teacher training and supply essential learning materials. Endorse and implement Safe School Declaration. Third, improve children's health and nutrition. Expand healthcare services. Facilitate rehabilitation center for children dealing with drug abuse. Combat malnutrition. Implement community-based nutrition programs and ensure access to clean water and sanitation. Facilitate school feeding across the region. Mental health services. Offer mental health support for children affected by conflict or displacement. Fourth, prevent child marriage and gender-based violence. Engage with the community. Work with traditional religious leaders to challenge harmful practices like child marriage and FGM. Expand awareness and campaigns, and educate families about harmful impacts of early marriage, gender-based violence, and how to protect their children. Strengthen laws, enforce strict penalties for those who violate children's rights. Fifth, protect children in conflict and displacement. Support for durable solutions for refugees and IDPs. Ensure access to basic needs, education, health care, psychological support for children in refugee camps or conflict-affected communities. Ensure safe return home for children in IDP and refugee camps. Economic involvement of the families. Advocate and create awareness about family planning to the community. Ensure access to livelihood and social protection services for families to enable them to provide for their basic needs for their children, including access to adequate food, nutrition, health care, education, and protect them from unsafe migration and harmful work. Seventh, strengthens data collection and accountability. Strengthens the data collection system collects reliable data on children's rights violations, inform targeted interventions. Monitoring bodies. Establish IGAD Child Rights Commission to monitor and report on IGAD child policy. Promote regional collaboration. Share best practices. Collaborate with neighboring countries to tackle cross-border issues like trafficking and unsafe migration for children. Regional frameworks strengthens the East African community role in advocating for children's rights. Establish IGAD Child Parliamentarian Group, also with African Child Parliament, and create opportunities for exchange and learning among the children. 9. Budget allocation must be prioritized in ensuring long-term commitment to brighter future of children in IGAD children. Remember, we need real plans, not just policies. Last but not least, remember to meaningfully participate as the children in process of implementation the child policy. The question is why our participation must be prioritized. Article 12 of the Child Rights Convention guarantees our right to be heard, actively involving in children in those analyzed in crucial efforts to improve children's situation. Participating children ensures that strategies are tailored to their specific needs and wants. Strategies and interventions supported by children's real-life experience will be more relevant and impactful. Including children also improve adult accountability to do what children need, such as myself need. Furthermore, participation empowers children, improving their skills and self-confidence. Don't just listen, act. And finally, I would like to thank IGAD Secretariat for establishing this stage for us to participate and make impactful participation. Also, I would like to thank the IGAD Child Policy Partners, Save the Children Ethiopia, and other partners. For the most, our Minister of Ethiopia for giving me this opportunity to represent Ethiopia and East African children's. So finally, I will say, work for children with children. Thank you.
Wow, isn't that amazing? I would like the children from the other countries to stand up. Djibouti, Kenya, Somalia, South Sudan, Uganda, please stand up, children. Let's give them a round of applause. You can have a seat. Ikram, thank you so much for that touching speech. Thank you for representing the children of the region. I'm so proud of you, and the whole IGAD region is proud of you. That's why child participation is important. I'm sure for me and my colleague, my age mates, we have never sat in a ministerial meeting. I think Nancy can testify, she's my classmate from high school. We have never sat in a ministerial meeting. You are very lucky to have such an opportunity to raise your voice, to amplify the voices of others, to speak on behalf of the others. Yesterday, the children spoke up on behalf of rural children. They spoke on behalf of disabled children. They even spoke on behalf of street children, and they were asking us to bring street children on board if there is a meeting. They spoke on behalf of drug addicts, kids who are affected by drugs, because it is not their fault. It is children who have HIV positive. Thank you, Ikram, for standing up for the rights of the other children. Child participation is very important. I think Ikram raised something important today. It was also raised yesterday. The establishment of IGAD Parliament, or a regional forum, let's just say a regional forum, where children of the region can come, deliberate, and speak. Honorable ministers, it is your duty to push the advocacy and the lobby and to really assist these children achieve their dream of having a regional forum to speak on their issues. Thank you so much, children of our region. I'm so proud of you. Our next speaker, as we are almost concluding the opening remark, is Dr. Muna Osman Aden, Minister for the Ministry of Women and Family, Republic of Djibouti, who is also the IGAD chair. I call you my sister to come and give you a remark. Welcome, Honorable.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Madame la ministre des Affaires sociales et de la Femme de l'Éthiopie, Madame Ergogi Tesfaye, Madame la ministre du Sud-Soudan, Monsieur le ministre de l'Ouganda, Mesdames et Messieurs les responsables, à commencer par Madame Fathia Alouane, qui est directrice du secteur social et santé de l'IGAD et qui représente le secrétaire exécutif de l'IGAD ce matin ici, Mesdames et Messieurs les responsables de Save the Children et de l'Agence de Suisse pour le développement, Mesdames et Messieurs les représentants des agences des Nations Unies présents aujourd'hui ici, Mesdames et Messieurs les représentants de la société civile, des associations, Mesdames et Messieurs les différents représentants des pays, de l'IGAD, de notre région, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bonjour à tous. C'est un plaisir également pour moi d'être ce matin présent à cette conférence de préparation du cadre politique de la politique de l'enfant au niveau de l'IGAD. Donc permettez-moi d'exprimer mes sincères félicitations et remerciements au secrétariat de l'IGAD pour l'organisation de telles conférences et pour la tenue d'une conférence de 3 jours, surtout pour préparer une politique stratégique pour la protection de nos enfants de la région de l'Afrique de l'Est. La mise en place de cette politique permet, comme vous l'avez toutes dit ici, et c'était un plaisir pour moi aujourd'hui de voir que la prise de parole est plus concentrée chez les femmes. Il faut se féliciter. La participation des enfants à ce type de préparation ou de rédaction d'une politique de protection des enfants contre toute violence, risque de violence, mariage précoce, malnutrition, mauvaise éducation, mauvaise santé, c'est la responsabilité que nous avons tous et toutes ici aujourd'hui. C'est la responsabilité de nos décideurs politiques, c'est la responsabilité de tous responsables de nos pays respectifs, à commencer par les décideurs, ensuite les parents et la communauté tout entière. Et je pense que l'engagement qui sera pris aujourd'hui dans cette salle devra nous donner une orientation visible, palpable et stable, surtout de durabilité, pour que nos enfants soient protégés de tout risque et problématique dans notre région et dans nos différents pays respectifs. Les domaines qui ont été cités dans le cadre politique qui a été présenté, et je pense que pour lequel on passera à la signature plus tard, sont des domaines cruciaux, mais surtout des domaines qui engagent les pays aujourd'hui à montrer des actions plus développées, plus organisées et mieux coordonnées et apporter des réponses stratégiques à ces questions. Les domaines concernant l'éducation, la santé, la nutrition, l'eau, l'assainissement, l'hygiène, l'environnement, le changement climatique, la protection sociale, la justice et la paix et sécurité. La participation des enfants dans ces domaines clés est importante et nous interpelle sur tous les points sur lesquels nous devons absolument nous pencher afin de donner à nos enfants la chance de bien s'épanouir et d'avoir une vie meilleure. Et permettez-moi, à travers ces quelques mots, de remercier Madame Ikran, qui a été la porte-parole des enfants parlementaires des pays et des enfants présents aujourd'hui à cette conférence. Je pense qu'Ikran nous a dit des vraies choses, des choses qui doivent nous permettre à nous, responsables aujourd'hui présents, de prendre conscience de l'urgence qui existe pour travailler sur une politique et une stratégie concernant la protection et la sauvegarde de nos enfants, parce que c'est l'avenir de nos nations, c'est l'avenir d'une population qui a besoin de s'épanouir dans une région stable, dans une région sans difficulté. Même si on dit que l'être humain dispose et amène toujours un côté sombre à l'histoire, c'est à nous de marquer des repères bénéfiques pour nos jeunes enfants. Les politiques de l'enfant de nos différents pays, au niveau de chaque pays, je pense que tout le monde dispose d'une politique de protection de l'enfant, mais l'idée aujourd'hui de mettre en place une politique régionale avec la participation de l'IGAD est pour moi un pas de géant et un pas significatif pour vraiment mettre en place une synergie dans nos activités, une coordination et une concordance dans nos interventions, Inch'Allah. Cette réunion nous permettra également de nous engager sur des actions qui incombent à chacun de nous en tant que ministre responsable des affaires sociales, de la famille et de l'enfant. La signature de la déclaration formulée suite à ce grand travail des techniciens et des experts présents ici de ces 3 jours sont des éléments clés et importants, et je félicite vraiment au passage et à tous les intervenants qui ont participé de près ou de loin à la finalisation de cette déclaration. Cela permettra à nos gouvernements à s'atteler à des recommandations et s'engager pleinement à ces actions. L'élaboration de cette feuille de route assortie de cette déclaration permettra de nous guider et de nous faciliter la mise en œuvre efficace du cadre politique de l'enfance et dans les régions de l'IGAD et la création d'un comité technique régional pour suivre la mise en œuvre de ce cadre garantissant la responsabilité au niveau régional. Mesdames et messieurs les ministres, chers collègues, chers représentants, je réitère mes remerciements les plus profondes à l'IGAD, à l'ensemble des agences présentes aussi, et mes remerciements à l'ensemble des pays membres de l'IGAD pour leur engagement ferme ce matin sur la question de la protection de nos enfants au niveau de notre région. Au nom de mon gouvernement et à la présidence de l'IGAD, en mon nom personnel, je vous souhaite d'excellents travaux et nous souhaitons une bonne réussite pour nos différentes actions, Inch'Allah. Merci beaucoup.
Honorable Minister Aya Benjimoguyo, Minister of Gender, Children and Social Affairs of South Sudan, and Madam Fatia Alwan, Director of Health and Social Development of IGAD, distinguished representatives of UN agencies, development partners, and civil society organizations, and dear representatives of children from IGAD member states, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, a very good morning to you all once again. It is with great honor that I address you today at this significant ministerial conference on the regional validation of adoption of IGAD child policy framework. And I just would love to say, welcome you all to your second home and welcome to Addis Ababa, the capital of Africa. Welcome. This event represents a crucial milestone in our collective commitment and safeguarding the rights, dignity, and well-being of children across IGAD member states and the region as well. I would like to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to IGAD for its relentless effort in promoting regional integration and cooperation. And I just would love to say congratulations for IGAD for making this happen. Really, thank you. Ethiopia deeply appreciates its long-standing partnership with IGAD, which has been pivotal in addressing shared challenges and advancing the aspiration of our communities. Today, we convey with a unified understanding, children are architects of our future. I think Hikram has shown us this properly. And I'm really moved by her speech representing all children in the region. Please, a round of applause once again. Their well-being is not merely a moral obligation, but a fundamental pillar for sustainable development, peace, and prosperity of respective countries. However, we must confront the stark realities that many children in our region endure: poverty, displacement, limited access to education, healthcare, and vulnerability to exploitation and abuse. These pressing issues necessitate our immediate and coordinated action. It's been just mentioned that we don't want to see beautiful policies only and to listen us, but please, this is a time to act. So we as a government, we need to move into our actions. Ethiopia has made significant strides in prioritizing the rights and welfare of its children, demonstrating unwavering commitment to fostering a brighter future for our nation. The adoption of the National Child Policy in 2017 was a landmark achievement that substantial improvements in critical areas such as education, healthcare, and eradication of harmful practices. Furthermore, it has empowered children by amplifying their voices in decision-making process through Children's Parliament, as is being mentioned by Hikram. That has been established starting from the lower grassroots level, that we call it Kabale, and to the national level. Building upon this foundation, the recently launched Alternative Child Support and Care Guideline aims to address more effectively the unique needs of vulnerable children who are living in the street. Additionally, the National Child Protection Information Management digital system underscores Ethiopia's commitment to establishing a comprehensive and resilient child protection framework. Among the various impactful initiatives implemented by the Ethiopian government, the school feeding program stands out, a crucial support mechanism to our children. By providing essential nutrition, this program promotes school enrollment, regular school attendance, and enhance academic performance as well. In this regard, our ECD policy, Early Child Development Policy, has a comprehensive package of interventions and programs to address the rights and protection of Ethiopian children. Currently, corridor development projects, hopefully just you have seen some of corridor development projects happening in Addis Ababa, and in some part of the country as well. Create a safe and nurturing environment through playground construction for children, school renovations, daycare constructions, and community center establishment. These are fostering holistic development and community engagement. In addition, the bounty of the basket, we call it in Amharic, Yelemat Turufat, which is His Excellency's Prime Minister Dr. Abiy's initiative, addresses critical issues of food security and sovereignty, safeguarding children's health and overall well-being of our society. Equally important are domestic child adoption programs that offer orphaned and abandoned children opportunity to grow up in loving families, thereby strengthening familial bonds and instilling renewed hope for their futures. Through these programs and collective endeavors, Ethiopia reaffirms its belief that investing in children is an investment in our nation's long-term prosperity. These initiatives not only enhance children's lives today, but also lay foundation for sustainable development and thriving society in the future. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the IGAD Child Policy Framework provides a vital regional roadmap that emphasizes harmonized policies and combat child labor trafficking, gender-based violences, as well as emerging threats such as climate change and digital risks impact on our children. A fundamental aspect of this framework is its focus on children participation as inherent right. By empowering children to engage actively in decisions that affect their lives, we are not only protect their rights, but also cultivate future leaders capable of fostering inclusive and resilient society in our region. Today marks a pivotal moment as we formally as ministers entrusted with this significant responsibility, we must transform this framework into actionable initiatives, as it has been mentioned by Dr. Victoria. So we are going to sit and discuss on also planning a national action plan and also regional action plan as well. This requires a steadfast commitment to ensuring successful implementation through resource mobilization and fostering meaningful partnership. Here, instead of mobilizing resources separately as a separate countries, let us mobilize resources together as a region. So that would help us to push our actions forward. Together, let us strive diligently to create a brighter future for children across IGAD region, laying the foundation for sustainable development and shared prosperity in our region. In conclusion, I extend my deepest appreciation to all stakeholders for your unwavering dedication to this vital cause. Through collaboration, unity, and compassion, we can bring the IGAD child policy framework to fruition, ensuring that no child is left behind in our region. Let us advance with determination and purpose, united in our shared vision of empowering resilient and thriving children of Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Excellency, for those inspiring and remarkable remarks. This brings us to the end of the opening session. On behalf of my director, Director Fathia Alwan, and on behalf of the IGAD Secretariat, I truly express my sincere gratitude to the government and the people of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia for the warm welcome and for hosting this meeting. I would like the floor to give a round of applause to our speakers as we welcome them back to their seats. Thank you. You are welcome to take back your seats, and thank you for the remarks. As our meeting has officially been opened, I did mention this morning that there's been a rigorous process in the development of this policy, and this rigorous process involved national consultations at member states, children consultations, and yesterday, and the last 2 days, validations. We are going to watch a video showing us a summary of the national consultations. Honorable ministers, your experts have done a tremendous work. They need to be appreciated. Let us give a round of applause to our experts for doing a good job. They've been very instrumental during the national consultations. They've also supported us to bring the children to this regional validation. And for the last 2 days, they put a lot of effort and shared experiences and expertise to validate this IGAD child policy. Without their input and expertise, would not have reached this milestone today. Is the video ready, Bob? Okay.
This IGAD policy is going to help us to awaken all our leaders at all levels, right away from the community up to the president. As a country, we have the policy, we have the legal frameworks, but are they impacting? If they are impacting, why do we still have high levels of vulnerability across all the regions?
They say over 40% of the children under 5 will be living in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa in particular, by mid of the 21st century. So that just tells you that Africa as a continent will really be hosting the largest population of children in a few years to come. Yet they really face a lot of challenges.
Our objective is for the regional framework to speak to national challenges. It shouldn't be a regional child policy that doesn't speak to the national context, because the aim is here is to address, of course, national challenges, but also to create a framework that allows government to collaborate to address some of the cross-border issues, to create that forum where member states could collaborate to come up with regional level solutions.
We want to just applaud Somalia for really showing us that they are concerned with the issues, with the rights of children in this country. And your contribution is very, very much appreciated, because this will go a long way in changing the lives of the children in this region.
This framework is a testament to our shared vision and commitment, offering a roadmap to address the challenge of poverty, violence, and displacement. It will guide our effort to improve the education, healthcare, poverty and violence, and displacement as well. It will guide our effort to improve education, healthcare. And also, our children is shaped their future actively.
This framework is testimony also the region's unwavering commitment to promoting and the rights of the welfare of the child, especially the most vulnerable members of our society in IGAD.
Children always say there is nothing for us without us. Unless you take our voices, then what is it that you are talking about us, that we are not part and parcel of? So the element of giving children voices to also be able to give or even, push their agenda through to the highest political level within the biggest forum of the IGAD member states. This is one thing you would want to take forth, because you need to take voices of children across the region.
Honorable Ministers, this is the work your experts have been doing. So their leaving work and going for meetings was not in vain. It was worth it. Thank you, experts of the IGAD region, for giving such a remarkable work to your people. The next video is on the children consultation. Like mentioned earlier, child participation is paramount. You have already seen with your eyes. They say seeing is believing. You have seen Ikram. There are others in the room equally like Ikram. And you will see in the upcoming video how our children have participated effectively in the development of the policy. Bob?
C'est une manifestation historique que nous offre l'IGAD, car pour la première fois, vos voix vont être entendues dans la région d'Afrique de l'Est de manière aussi importante dans la construction de notre avenir commun. IGAD has tirelessly supported both regional and national efforts in areas critical to children and youth, including security, education, health, nutrition, and migration, among others.
By including children in this consultation process, we are taking a vital step towards ensuring that this policy is not only comprehensive, but also grounded in the realities faced by young people in this region.
In countries like Uganda, Kenya, and South Sudan, there is the Toposa, the Maasai, and the Turkana. These tribes share almost the same kind of activities, and that's cattle keeping, and it's a prestigious activity to them. So when they need more, they go and raid from the neighbors. And as they're doing that, children are being affected. As the elephants are fighting, the grass is suffering on the ground.
In حقوق الإلماع الإلاليو يعني محل ده إلماع إنه يعني حقوق الإلماع إنه حفظ ليهن ومحل ده يعني وقف كستو يعني فكرة دي سلوي دي وكله يعني قف يوم واحد وقص بين قف كست إذا يعني وحرب تاسم من سو الماء يسكرون.
Il doit y avoir une coopération entre les adultes et les enfants. Les adultes doivent écouter les parents et les enfants pour un avenir mieux. Voilà. Et pour deuxième point, offrir des bourses d'études supérieures et garantir un avenir plus sûr en offrant un travail. Pour garantir un avenir plus sûr aux enfants, on doit les offrir des études de qualité pour qu'ils prennent ses responsabilités.
Harmful cultural practices, FGM. FGM stands for female genital. Yeah, so we believe that these practices are affecting us as children, especially girls.
መፍትሄ ወይም ደግሞ በፖሊሲ ውስጥ ቢካተት ወደ ማስበው ነገር አልፋለሁ። ይህ ፖሊሲ ተፈጻሚ በሚሆንባቸው ሀገራት ያካቶ ትምህርት ህግ፣ መመሪያዎችን፣ ደንቦችን አውጥተው ተፈጻሚነት ቢኖራቸው አካል ጉዳተኛ የሆኑ ህፃናትን በደንብ ማብቃትና ወደ ላይ ማምጣት ይቻላል።
Let's talk of diseases, outbreak, and the issue of malnutrition. In most cases, if other young people, let's talk of children which are below the age of 5, do not have enough nutrients or adequate nutrients to take, they at the end of the day are malnourished and they are affected.
What we speak here is recommended at the government level, but then at the end of the day, when they come to research in societies, they ask all people. They come to a community, they sample people. In sampling simply means I get 4 people in a society, and then they utter out issues that are affecting people. But how many children among the 4 are picked?
My message to the children today is you're not only children, but you're ambassadors. You're representing your counterparts, your colleagues back home.
We value your perspective, and we promise that we will take all perspective into consideration into improving the final policy, which is your document, which is your shield.
To the children who are not here, rest assured that we are fully representing you. We will make follow-ups and see where it has gotten the implementation.
Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is very emotional. The children of the region have spoken. They have articulated their issues. They're telling you that there's nothing without them. They need to be heard. They need to be given an opportunity. And in fact, IGAD has provided the platform for the children to really talk on their behalf and on behalf of their colleagues. Congratulations to the children of the IGAD region. The last video is going to be a summary of the last 2 days, the validation process. And I applaud the experts for doing a tremendous job over the past 2 days. Bob?
I want to welcome all our member states who are here present. We welcome the children of the region who are here representing their friends. Let's welcome them.
On behalf of Madam Fathia Alwan, Director of Health and Social Development Division at IGAD Secretariat, and on my own behalf, I would like to warmly welcome you to the Regional Validation Workshop on the IGAD Draft Child Policy Framework. From December 2023 to November 2024, national consultations were conducted in Ethiopia, Djibouti, Kenya, South Sudan, and Uganda. Equally critical were the children consultations, which were an eye-opener for IGAD. Children not only articulated the challenges they face with clarity, but also proposed meaningful solutions.
Today marks a pivotal moment as we come together to validate the first ever IGAD Child Policy Framework, a significant milestone in advancing the rights and welfare of children in our region. Save the Children is profoundly honored to stand alongside IGAD and its member states in this transformative journey.
It is with a great honor that I welcome you all to this pivotal workshop on the adoption of the IGAD Child Policy Framework here in Addis Ababa, your second home. This policy marks a significant milestone in enhancing our collective commitment to the right and well-being of children across the IGAD region. By acting this policy, we are making a clear move to coordinate our efforts, exchange to best practice, and promote cooperation on the protection of child rights.
En tant que membre de l'IGAD, il faut donc harmoniser nos actions pour assurer à nos enfants une vie agréable et épanouie. En adoptant cette politique, nous allons unir nos efforts pour un monde digne de nos enfants.
We need to have that honest discussion on how we can level up the protection of migrant children to the same level of national children, regardless of their vulnerability.
And as a child parliament, with the help of Save the Children Ethiopia, we are trying to advocate for signing of a Safe School Declaration.
At the governance level, there is a need for law enforcement when it comes to the implementation of all the legal frameworks.
Our team have reviewed policy focus area on child protection
We requested to add a specific objective for children with disabilities.
Peace and security, also very minor additions.
In our group, we have looked up to the issue of identifying and updating regular specific risks of vulnerabilities and environmental hazards.
My name is Agnes Mwendwa from Kenya, and I'm here to represent my fellow children. We sat down and we were tackling on the child participation. There is no involvement of street children, atypical children, and refugees. In participation, those are never included. Now we would like them to be included.
There is that difference between those living in a rural area and those living in urban areas. So there has to be that little bit of inclusivity, like everyone has to be heard out.
The children have been with us. The families have been reflected in the policy, the cultural institutions. We have the development partners.
The IGAD child policy framework, which has gone through rigorous consultation. We want to see into it that we move towards a concrete implementation of the IGAD policy framework. And I finally want to confirm that the validation is highly endorsed.
Congratulations to all of us, IGAD Secretariat, member states, our partners, our children. It is our work. When you drive a car, there is normally someone at the steering wheel. And that person at the steering wheel, I really want us to acknowledge that person. Please come forward. Been very instrumental. She has taken this work with passion. I don't want to say she has taken it personal, but I just want to say that she has put a lot of dedications and a lot of commitment to this work. She has really taken it with passion. She has gone through a lot of hiccups, challenges, frustrations, but she stood really firm in this, and I think we all need to acknowledge her participation. I also want to call upon Teresa Ding to stand up, Naomi, Bob, Aswan, Abian, other people from IGAD Secretariat. This team has been the team working for the development of this policy. Shadrach is not here. I acknowledge him in absentia. And thank you. I also want to acknowledge Susan from Save the Children and Asifa. Anthony in absentia. Save the Children International, thank you so much for giving us such a dedicated team that has worked tirelessly with us to develop the policy. Our legal expert, Caroline, from the headquarters. Caroline, please stand up. Caroline, of course, everything we do, any policy, we involve our legal team to make sure we are making sure everything goes in line. So thank you, Caroline, for your participation. I also want to thank all our partners, and I want to acknowledge in a special way Dr. Abubakar Kambo, Director of Representative in Ethiopia, UNICEF, Carmen Till, World Vision, National Director, Ms. Nimu Ismail, Senior Protection Thematic Specialist, IOM, Regional Office, and Lisa Ferguson, Senior Liaison Advisor, UNHCR. All other partners present in the room, you are highly welcome. You are also acknowledged. I acknowledge all our experts from member states, and of course, Swiss Cooperation for Development Agency for their financial support. I want to acknowledge each and everyone who made this milestone a reality. Congratulations to all of us. The next part of the program is going to be moderated by IGAD Chair, because it's going to be on ministerial statements. So IGAD Chair, I hand over to you to moderate
Merci, merci beaucoup. Merci à Madame Victoria pour cette partie de l'agenda. Merci, Mesdames et Messieurs les ministres. Permettez-moi de, donc, en tant que modérateur de cette session, si on vient de faire la première partie de notre agenda de la journée, ainsi que les projections des vidéos, que vraiment je félicite, que je remercie l'ensemble des experts qui ont travaillé ces 2 jours. Nous voilà arrivés aujourd'hui à la parcours et surtout à la signature et l'adoption de cette déclaration finale sur la politique de la protection des enfants pour la région. Donc permettez-moi, si vous êtes d'accord avec le programme, bien sûr, permettez-moi d'inviter mes ministres collègues et je me permets de commencer par la ministre de la République fédérale de l'Éthiopie, Madame Ergogi Tesfaye. Welcome. Ensuite, la ministre du Sud-Soudan, le ministre de la représentativité de l'Ouganda, le ministre des Affaires de l'Ouganda. Nous avons un représentant du Kenya, je pense. Le représentant de la Somalie. Je pense que c'est enough, hein? We have enough chairs. OK. Heyday. We can start. Okay, we start first with the Minister of Ethiopia, I think. Colleagues, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Shall I? Good morning once again to you all, and thank you very much, Madam Chair, for giving me the floor. I have made a lot of statements earlier, so I'll be very brief this round. As I have mentioned earlier, today marks a pivotal movement as we formally adopt the IGAD child policy framework that is going to be followed by the ministerial declaration. So as Ethiopia, we are really so happy and really moved in this successful preparation of child policy of IGAD. And the IGAD child policy, as it's been mentioned earlier, thank you. It is a framework that would provide a vital regional roadmap that emphasizes harmonized policies to combat different difficulties that our children in our region are facing, including child trafficking, child labor, gender-based violence, as it is also mentioned in the video, as our children have been explained a lot about it. There are children in the street, children who are living with different disabilities, and also children in the rural area. So we strongly believe that this framework will help us to harmonize the policies, national policies that we have in our respective countries. And in this regard, I can say that Ethiopia is strongly support and also is prepared to collaborate with all IGAD member states and all other stakeholders, and with IGAD as well, to achieve our common goals. And we are dedicated to align the IGAD child policy framework with our national policies to ensure it is seamless, integrated, or integration of all programs and initiatives that we have for a meaningful and lasting change for children in our region. Thank you so much.
Merci, Madame la Ministre. Merci et bravo encore. Maintenant, je souhaiterais inviter le ministre du Sud-Soudan, parce que en tant que ministre, welcome.
Your Excellency, Dr. Era, my sister, thank you very much for hosting us. Her Excellency Mona Osman Aden, the Minister of Women and Family of the Republic of Djibouti, who is also the chair. Distinguished Honorable Dr. Balam Barugarahara, the Minister of State of Children and Youth Affairs, Republic of Uganda, Madame Fathia Alwan, Director of Health and Social Development Division, IGAD, my dear sister, Dr. Victoria Anib, the Head of Social Development Unit, IGAD, senior experts from the IGAD member states, representatives of our partners, IGAD Secretariat, but most importantly, the representatives of children, Honorable Ikram. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to add my voice based on already established protocol in this meeting. On behalf of the Republic of South Sudan and on my own behalf, the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to IGAD Secretariat for extending invitation for the validation of the IGAD child policy and our participation as a member state. IGAD initiated the development of the child policy to coordinate and harmonize its activities on child rights and other relevant sectors and align to member states' child rights agenda. I'm highly aware the draft policy has rigorously undergone extensive consultations in Kenya, South Sudan, Uganda, Ethiopia, and Djibouti, and has integrated rich experiences and perspectives of member states. Consultation with children in the region is commendable and demonstrate the need for the ensuring the views and perspectives of children are taken into consideration in the policy development process. This provides strategic regional guidance and enhance regional child rights agenda and further cement the efforts of IGAD on child-focused approaches and support member states in fulfilling their key mandates on child rights and meeting regional, continental, and international commitments on children's rights. Specifically, the policy envisions to strengthen political will and commitment of national governments in realization of children's rights. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, for over 10 years, child protection in emergencies has been one of the central areas of focus for South Sudan, with increased emphasis on child protection system strengthening. Simultaneously, focus has also grown on social service workforce strengthening, specifically as a key component of improving child protection, family tracing, and unification for unaccompanied, separated, and abducted children, as well as the release of children from armed forces and groups. Collaboration to ensure legislation and policy frameworks are in accordance with the Convention on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child meet global best practice and standards. Collaboration on rolling out the Child Protection Information System, a case management tool for child protection workforce, and establishing alternative care guidelines, community-based care for children without guardianship. On international and regional instruments on the child rights, South Sudan ratified the United Nations Convention on the Right of the Child in 2015. The optional protocol on child and armed conflict ratified in 2018, and the optional protocol on the sale of children, child prostitution, and child pornography ratified in 2018. South Sudan submitted and defended its initial report on the implementation of the UN Convention on the Rights and Welfare of a Child in the year 2022. And as a recent initiative, established a national task force to prepare its periodic report per the concluding observation of the UNCRC. The ratification of the protocol to the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child was initiated in 2017. And the instrument of ratification is yet to be assented to and deposited to the African Union. Currently, my office is resubmitting the instrument to the Parliament for resubmission to the Presidency for assent and subsequent deposition to the African Union. I'm sure by next year, South Sudan will become a full party of the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the child through, though in programs and policy development, its provision form core of our approach. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, on United Nations Security Council Resolution 1612 on children in armed conflict, South Sudan developed a comprehensive action plan on children in armed conflict and is a tool to end the 6 grave violations against child rights. The Comprehensive Action Plan on Protection of Children in Armed Conflict is extended up to October 2025, and implementation supported by UNMISS and UNICEF as the country task team on children in conflict, in armed conflict. South Sudan institutionalized an annual conference on children in armed conflict to facilitate the implementation of the provisions of the 6 great violations and to ensure South Sudan is delisted from the list of countries recruiting children by armed forces. Key legislative and policy actions include the Child Act, the Civil Registry Act, the Anti-GBV Bill, Justice for Children Strategic Plan, and the adoption of the policy on children without appropriate parental care. Moreover, the government developed a national action plan for the implementation of the UN Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security. National Action Plan to End Child Marriage, and the National Plan of Action for Children. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare has actively coordinated child rights initiatives with the ministries such as Ministry of General Education and Instruction, Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, National Human Rights Commission, and the National Disarmament, Demobilization, and Reintegration Commission to ensure children are protected from abuse, neglect, exploitation, and violence. We have continuously collaborated with the various sectors, including civil society organization, faith-based organization, women groups, traditional leaders, religious leaders, academia, children representatives, and our development partner to ensure children are protected and violence against them is prohibited. Ladies and gentlemen, as a ministry, we are in the process of launching the guidelines for the establishment of Children's Council, which will give the children the voice to participate and express their views in decisions that affect them. Guidelines for the establishment of the Children's Council was developed through the support of Save the Children and will be validated on the 23rd of January next year. Despite all this achievement, children's agenda still face limited allocation from the national budget and underfunding of the social and humanitarian sector within the government sectors. There is increased impact of emerging security threats, including climate change, gang violence, alcohol and substance abuse among the young people, child abduction and child trafficking, online threats, sexual exploitation of young women and girls continue to pose threats and aggravate children's vulnerability in the country. We strongly call for all our efforts towards implementation of preventive and protection strategies, measures to address emerging security threats in the country. Finally, I applaud and appreciate the steps taken by IGAD Secretariat to strategically develop the regional child policy with inclusive participation of all member states and the guidance the policy will provide in enhancing children's agenda in the region. My gratitude to the ministers who were able to come and support this validation at such a busy season of the year. And we hope we can guide the realization of children's rights in our respective countries and IGAD region in general. Special appreciation to all the technical experts for the job well done. My last and special appreciation is to the State Minister of Children Affairs in the Ministry of Women and Social Affairs in the Democratic Federal Republic of Ethiopia for hosting us and being a strategic center for our convergence as a region. Thank you for listening, and Jenny message back home to those of you who are going. Thank you, shukran, asante, namaseganalo.
Thank you very much, Ministry. Merci à Madame la ministre du Sud-Soudan pour ces mots qui sont réconfortants et surtout engageants les États membres de l'IGAD. Permettez-moi maintenant d'inviter le ministre de l'Ouganda, présent avec nous ce matin, pour prononcer ces mots. Merci.
Your Excellency, the chair of this session, Mona Osman Aden, Minister of Women and Family, the Republic of Djibouti. Your Excellency, Dr. Tasfai, Minister of Women and Social Affairs of the Republic of Ethiopia. Your Excellency, Dr. Aya Benjamin Libo, Minister of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, Republic of South Sudan. Mr. Mwamba Mangora, Director, Children's Service, Republic of Kenya, representing the Kenyan delegation. Commissioner Ngabirano Fred from Uganda, and your team from Minister of Gender. Ms. Fatia Alwan, Director of Health Services, Social Development Division, representing His Excellency Dr. Gobeo, the Executive Secretary of IGAD, who's also the representative of the Humanitarian and Development Partner. Your Excellency, our main sponsors, Save the Children, which is the first organization, independent organization, to transform lives and future of our children in the world. Without Save the Children, what we are doing can't happen. So thank you very much, Save the Children. You deserve a clap, I think. In a special way, I also need to recognize the government of Switzerland, which is represented here by the Swiss Agents for Development and Cooperation, for standing hand in hand with Save the Children and IGAD to transform and protect the vulnerable children of our continent, Africa. Thank you, Swiss Development Corporation. The children who are in the house, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and then the development partners I've not mentioned, it is an honor and a privilege to stand before you today on this special occasion as we endorse the IGAD Child Policy Framework. This historical moment marks a significant step forward in our collective responsibility to safeguard and realize the rights of children across IGAD region. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the enduring importance of regional frameworks in advancing the cause of children and ensuring their well-being. The endorsement of this policy is a clear testament to the fact that the challenges faced by the children transcend borders. The regional collaboration in that embodied in the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, is essential to effectively address the pressing issues impacting children in our region. The interconnected nature of our society, economies, and cultures calls for a unified approach to solving the challenges that affect children, including the child protection, access to education, health care, prevention of child exploitation. On this note, I would like to inform you, honorable colleagues and guests who are in here, that our government has been at the forefront. We introduced, our president, Yoweri Museveni, introduced free primary education in Uganda, where every child, regardless of where you come from, regardless of who's your parent, regardless of whether your parents are rich or not, get free access to primary education, free primary education, UPE, in our schools in Uganda, in all government schools. Through IGAD leadership, we are laying the foundation for a robust framework that ensures children's rights are protected and that all children, regardless of sex, nationality, ethnicity, or background, have equal opportunities to thrive and live. Honorable colleagues, this policy is not just an agreement between governments. It is a promise to our children and a commitment to shaping a better future for them. The IGAD policy framework offers a critical opportunity for member states to work together in building systems and structures that can respond to regional issues with greater efficiency and impact. On our shared responsibility as government requires that we jointly tackle these challenges through coordinated strategies that respect the rights and dignity of every child. Our region is a home to one of the youngest population in the world, with a rapidly growing demography of children and youth. This presents both challenges and opportunities. The opportunity, of course, is the potential to harness the youthful population as a powerful engine for socioeconomic development, a demographic dividend that can propel our nation to great prosperity. However, to unlock this dividend, we must ensure that children and young people are provided with necessary support and the services that will allow them to reach their full potential. These include access to quality education, health care, nutrition, and the protection of their rights. As a member states, it is our duty to invest in the future of the children of Africa, or IGAD, by providing the requisite services that will enable them to grow, learn, contribute meaningfully to their communities. I would like to take this opportunity to applaud the IGAD Secretariat for its tireless efforts in driving consultative process that has led to the adoption of this policy. The length and depth of process may have been long, but it has been incredibly worth a while. The consultation have enabled us to develop a framework that is not only comprehensive, but also reflect the diverse perspective and needs of individual member states. This is a process that has brought us closer together as a region, fostering strategic cooperation on matters of mutual concern. Comrades, we must recognize that adoption of this policy is just the beginning. It is a process that requires concerted action and commitment from all of us. This true impact of this framework will not be felt until its effective implementation on the ground. It is the implementation of this policy where real change will occur. The change that will improve the lives of children across the IGAD region. So we must move swiftly and decisively to operationalize this framework. We should not leave it on paper here. Therefore, we look forward to harmonize a visible implementation plan and the monitoring framework to hold us all as IGAD member states accountable. Distinguished friends and colleagues here, as I conclude, I am most grateful to the federal government and also most especially to the Minister, Dr. Tesfaye, for hosting us and also receiving us warmly. And I declare she also gifted us with the coffee. So I must declare, otherwise I'll be, they may accuse me of corruption. So she gave us, each of us, coffee, and a nice art piece, a nice cloth from the Ethiopian family. I think that is very nice, my sister. Thank you very much. Then also, I would like to inform you members who are here that before I became a minister in March, the minister who started on this process, who worked on this process previously, Honorable Sarah Mateke, passed on recently. She passed on. It was an abrupt death. So we may give her 1 minute of silence. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you. I would also like to extend our appreciation to Dr. Eminent and the entire staff at IGAD Secretariat for your exceptional leadership and technical expertise provided throughout this journey. It would be wrong if I don't recognize Save the Children, that we must all come here. They sponsored some of us are coming, so we should recognize Save the Children and IGAD for enabling officials from member states to travel and join this important ceremony. In a special way, I would like also to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the children who have participated in the process. Your voices and perspectives have been invaluable in shaping this important policy, just like we all the screens, they actively participated. We are not putting to them what they don't want. What we are putting to them is what exactly they deserve. On behalf of the government of Uganda, led by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, I would like to reaffirm our commitment to adopting the IGAD child policy framework and ensuring its full implementation. Let's commit ourselves to this cause, all the governments, member states, with a determination to turn this policy into action, and in doing so, transform the lives of millions of children across IGAD member states and beyond. For God and my country, God bless you all.
Merci, Monsieur le Ministre. Merci pour ces propos et merci pour l'engagement de l'État de l'Ouganda. Permettez-moi maintenant d'inviter le représentant du Kenya à prononcer sa déclaration sur place. Merci. Donc le Kenya, you can speak on state.
Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers present, Honorable Mona Osman Adan, the Chairperson of IGAD, and the Minister in charge of Women and Family from the Republic of Djibouti, Honorable Minister of Women and Social Affairs of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, Dr. Goge Tesfaye, Honorable Aya Benjamin Rimo, Minister of Gender, Child, and the Social Welfare of the Republic of Southern Sudan, Honorable Dr. Barugaya Atenyi, Minister of State for Children and Youth Affairs for the Republic of Uganda, Madam Fatuma Mohamed Hari, Director of Children and Family Affairs, Madam Fatima Arwan, Director of Health and Social Development Division of IGAD, Dr. Victoria IGAD, Secretariat, IGAD host country, Child Representative, Swiss Agents for Development and Cooperation, and Save the Children and IGAD Secretariat. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Republic of Kenya, I bring you warm greetings and an expression of heartfelt regret from the Cabinet Secretary for Health and Social Protection, Republic of Kenya, Dr. Alfred Mutua Nganga, who due to pressing obligations, and I think it's good we mentioned it here, even yesterday, we had to sing our national anthem. We are celebrating our Independence Day yesterday, the 61st since we got our independence. Could not join us today here. The Cabinet Secretary has asked me to assure you, member states, that he has his full support for this significant initiative and to convey his deep appreciation for your dedication to advancing the welfare and rights of our children within the region. We are here today because we recognize and undeniable truth, the well-being of our children shapes the destiny of our region and the nations. The children are the foundation of our future, and how we care for them now will determine the strength of the societies they will inherit from us. And I think the children have spoken through Ekram. She has said what needs to be done to them. As a government, in cognizance of all of this, we have come up with various legislations, policies, guidelines, which ensures that the best interest of the child is taken care of. We have a new Children Act of 2022. We are working on the children policy. We are reviewing it. We have the Counter-Trafficking in Persons Act in place, and we are reviewing it. We have so many other policies in place which are going on, and we have come up with programs which ensure that the children are safe wherever they are within their family setup. We have a robust Inua Jamii program, which is a cash transfer, social transfer program, whereby as a country we have reached 1.7 million families which receive a good amount of money per annum, which makes sure the children are taken care of within their families. In addition to that, as a government and the Republic of Kenya, we have on nutrition improvement through cash, health and education, whereby we are catering for those mothers who are lactating, those children 1 or 3 years, and those mothers expectant in those families who receive the Inua Jamii cash transfer, whereby we want to ensure that the first 1,000 days of every child in our country is taken care of, because it has been realized if you don't take care of those, any child, things don't go well with those children who grow up in those countries. Where we are, because of our first 1,000 days, if they were properly taken care of, that's where we are. The IGAD Child Policy Framework is not just a document, but a symbol of our collective commitment to protect, empower children. It is a statement to the power of collaboration among state parties, partners, civil society organizations, and communities to address the critical challenges facing children in our region. Children in IGAD member states face immense difficulties, we are aware of it, ranging from the impacts of poverty and the conflict to displacement and the far-reaching consequences of climate change. These challenges require urgent and sustained actions. Through this framework, we pledge to strengthen legal and institutional frameworks to protect the children's rights, ensure access to essential services such as education, healthcare, child protection, and social protection. Promote the active participation of children in decisions that affect their lives. And I think the children have already said they're going to talk about them without them. And I think in Kenya, we have embraced that. And we have a Kenya Children Assembly. If you saw in the video, you saw the gentleman speaking, that was the president of the Kenya Children Assembly. And even in this meeting, the Madam Agnes here, Mwendwa, is the governor of the county government of Nairobi. That's our capital city. So she's our governor. This framework also reminds us of the importance of unity and the shared responsibilities as a region. While individual nations can take significant strides, the challenges we face often transcend across borders. Through regional collaboration and cooperation, we can amplify our efforts and create solutions that benefit all children in our region. Our work today with the IGAD Child Framework policy in place will echo far into the future. Let us take this opportunity to commit ourselves fully to building a region where every child can flourish, free from violence, neglect, and discrimination, and with access to the opportunities they need to reach their full potential. Together, let us create a legacy, hope, and action for generations to come. God bless IGAD. God bless our children. Asanteni sana. Thank you so much. Bonjour.
Merci, merci beaucoup. Merci au Kenya également. Je voudrais maintenant passer la parole à le représentant de la Somalie. Waxaan kusoo dhaweynayaa hadalka Soomaaliya si ay uga dhiibtaan iyakuna qaybtooda insha Allah. Welcome.
mahadsanid wasiir. Bismillaahi Raxmaani Raxiim. Assalaamu calaykum waraxmatullaahi wabarakaatuh. Subax wanaagsan. Good morning, all of you. And Excellency Ministers, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues and children. And I'm honored to address you on behalf of the federal government of Somalia regarding to our participation in the regional validation of Ministerial Conference on the IGAD jail policy framework. Unfortunately, I must convey that His Excellency, the Minister of the Family and Human Rights Development, His Excellency Bashir, was not able to attend this important meeting due to other prior commitment. We deeply regret his absence as he greatly valued the collaborative efforts and discussions that are crucial to advancing children's rights in the region. Somalia is committed to the promotion and protection of children's rights as evidenced by our comprehensive legal framework. We have ratified international instruments, including the United Nations Child Rights Convention, submitted the first initial state party report to Geneva. Somalia went to Geneva in 2022 for the concluding observation session. We have received a recommendation from the committee, and we have started the implementation of those recommendations from the committee. And we are at the final stage of the final ratification process of the African Charter on the Rights of the Welfare of the Child. The Minister Cabinet has already approved in last month, November 2025, November 2024, and hopeful the Cabinet the Parliament also will approve as soon as possible. Now they have already started the first reading of the African Charter. Maybe we will approve next week, early of the next week. And we also, additionally, we have our National Plan of Action for Children. Is a 5-year national plan of action, mainly consists of the general measures implementation, and in line with the United Nations Child Rights Convention, 14 objectives, many milestones, indicators, and activities. And we also have the national strategy and operational framework that prevention and responding the child recruitment or child soldiering in Somalia. We also have the FGM bill in place. We have also the sexual offense bill. The Cabinet has already approved and only waiting is at the table of the Parliament. We have also the child rights bill, is also the final approval. It's the final approval of the Parliament. We have early childhood education policy. We have juvenile justice bill, and we also have all those, the legal framework are reflecting to our dedication, ensuring that a safe and protective environment for all Somali children. Moreover, Somalia has actively participated in the children and the national consultation meeting aimed at developing the IGAD policy. We are all active. The whole process, the holistic process, Somalia participated. Regional cooperation in addressing challenges faced by the children, and are committed to implementing the IGAD policy framework effectively. As we promised yesterday. Finally, I would like to thank this opportunity to express our gratitude to host country, our brother from Ethiopia, as well as IGAD organizers and also the Save the Children for their support in advancing the development of this important policy. I assure you that His Excellency, our Minister, will officially sign affirming our commitment policy framework. I thank you, Mahat Senidin.
Wadmad Santine, merci. Je pense que c'est mon tour maintenant en tant que Djibouti et représentant de Djibouti. Mesdames et messieurs les ministres, Madame la directrice de l'IGAD, chers partenaires au développement, chère équipe, permettez-moi à mon tour de remercier l'ensemble des Et aujourd'hui, c'est une fierté pour nous de pouvoir disposer d'un cadre stratégique régional pour cette réflexion au niveau des enfants. Donc, je voudrais exprimer d'abord mes premiers propos aux enfants de la région de l'IGAD, leur exprimer notre engagement, notre présence à leur côté, les féliciter pour ce travail d'intégration et de participation, les remercier pour être les représentants de leurs pères et être le représentant des autres enfants, et surtout de garder une pensée particulière pour les enfants qui se trouvent en zone de conflit, les enfants qui sont confrontés tous les jours à des difficultés les plus importantes. Gardez dans votre esprit que le rôle que vous allez jouer dans cette politique régionale aidera également les enfants qui se trouvent en situation de difficulté. Ensuite, je voudrais formuler quelques souhaits à nous, membres de l'IGAD, pour que cette politique qui est mise en place aujourd'hui puisse être un document de mise en œuvre, d'action, qui engage l'ensemble des représentants présents ici, de travailler sur un cadre et vraiment de nous accompagner dans cette démarche. Un cadre de mise en œuvre qui est aligné sur les politiques nationales, qui dispose d'un bon plan de suivi éval et d'un cadre de résultats pour nous permettre de mesurer les résultats obtenus en temps et en heure voulue. D'adapter ou d'adopter des législations compréhensives et adaptées au contexte de chaque pays. Renforcer également les partenariats régionaux et internationaux, toujours pour montrer un engagement à grande échelle. Travailler de façon étroite pour mettre en place des mécanismes transfrontaliers sont aussi également des challenges qu'on doit relever. Et surtout, pouvoir partager les expériences et les success stories pour que les avancements soient mutuels. Donc, je réitère encore ici l'engagement personnel, l'engagement de la République de Djibouti pour veiller à une bonne mise en œuvre de cette politique. Pour terminer mes propos, permettez-moi de remercier l'État d'Éthiopie, la République fédérale de l'Éthiopie, à travers la ministre de la Femme et des Affaires sociales, pour avoir tenu et organisé cette conférence ici à 10, avec cette température agréable. Remercier également l'IGAD et l'ensemble de ses partenaires présents aujourd'hui, la Suisse, Chef de Children et les autres agences des Nations Unies, l'OIM, HCR et l'ensemble des experts qui ont bien voulu prendre leur temps de pouvoir travailler avec nous pour que nos différentes actions et stratégies puissent être synergiques, efficaces et efficientes dans les atteintes des objectifs de chaque pays, mais surtout des objectifs de la région de l'IGAD. Donc, merci beaucoup à tous et Inch'Allah, on va procéder à la signature de la déclaration.
I would like to thank our ministers for their statements, for affirming their commitment to child rights, and I want to thank them for honoring the invitation of IGAD to attend this meeting. And I quote the Minister of Gender from South Sudan, at a very critical time. December is not an easy time for ministers to travel, but that shows, it's a testament to your commitment to promoting the rights of children. So thank you so much, I appreciate that. Now I would like to kindly ask you to go back to your seats, and I ask Mnet to come forward to read the communique or the ministerial declaration for us. Mnet, welcome.
Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, representatives of member states, esteemed partners, dear children, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, please allow me to read through the communique of the ministerial meeting on the adoption of the IGAD Child Policy Framework that will be adopted here in Addis Ababa on the 30th December 2024. Ministers in charge of children's affairs from the member states of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, held a ministerial meeting on the 30th December 2024 under the chairmanship of Her Excellency Muna Osman Aden, Minister of Women and Family of the Republic of Djibouti, for the adoption of the IGAD Child Policy Framework. The meeting was attended by Her Excellency Dr. Ergoge Tesfaye, Minister of Women and Social Affairs of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Her Excellency Madam Aya Benjamin Libo, Minister of Gender, Child and Social Affairs of the Republic of South Sudan, Honorable Dr. Balam Barugar Atenye, Minister of State for Children and Youth Affairs of the Republic of Uganda, Mr. Mwambi Mongare, Director of Children's Services, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of the Republic of Kenya, and Ms. Fatuma Muhammad Ali, Director of Children and Family Affairs, Ministry of Family, Human Rights Development of the Federal Republic of Somalia. Also in attendance were Madam Fatia Alwan, Director of Health and Social Development Division, representing His Excellency Dr. Warkana Gabayo, the Executive Secretary of IGAD, and representatives from humanitarian and development partners. Observing the pressing need to address the vulnerabilities faced by children in the IGAD region, particularly in contexts of conflict, poverty, emergency, climate change, violence, exploitation, inequality, discrimination, irregular migration, and displacement. Recalling relevant global, continental, and regional child rights instrument policies, frameworks, and initiatives, including but not limited to the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, UNCRC, the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, ASRWC, the African Youth Charter, and Africa's Agenda for Children 2040. Recalling further IGAD's policy instruments, such as the treaty establishing IGAD 2023, the IGAD Regional Migration Framework, the IGAD Free Movement Protocol, the IGAD Gender Strategy 2023-2030, and the IGAD EAC Roadmap on Strengthening National Child Protection Systems and Cross-Border Collaboration. Commending the IGAD member states for their commitment to a harmonized and regional approach to child rights, which is instrumental in creating a safer and more equitable environment for children. Further commending the IGAD Secretariat for its effort in promoting child rights and well-being and fostering cross-border collaboration to address the unique vulnerabilities of children in the region. Recognizing the support of partners in the development and validation of the IGAD Child Policy Framework, both at the national and regional levels, most especially Save the Children and Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation. Noting with concern the challenges facing children, who constitute more than 47% of the IGAD region's population, preventing them to fully enjoy their rights and well-being, calling for meaningful child participation in decisions and initiatives that directly impact their lives at national and regional levels. Affirming a rights-based and inclusive approach to national child protection systems to address the vulnerabilities of children, especially those affected by inequality, discrimination, and marginalization. Commitments of member states to prioritize and fast-track the operationalization of the IGAD Child Policy Framework, resources, strengthening institutional capacities, and fostering multi-stakeholder partnership at national and regional levels. Recognizing the importance of designing and implementing appropriate child-centered initiatives to alleviate the adverse impact of conflict, poverty, emergencies, climate change, violence, exploitation, inequality, discrimination, irregular migration, and displacement on children across the IGAD region. Stressing the need to invest in quality education and skills development for children, particularly girls, children with disability, and children in vulnerable circumstances, to equip them for a sustainable future and reduce intergenerational poverty cycles. Acknowledging the necessity of coordinate to protect children from all abuse, exploitation, and neglect, especially in humanitarian settings, through cross-border collaboration and robust child protection mechanisms. Further acknowledging the continued support by partners in strengthening child rights across the IGAD region, particularly through technical assistance, capacity building, financial contributions, and advocacy efforts. Highlighting the critical need to integrate climate resilience into child-focused policies, strategies, and programs, while advocating for the development of child-sensitive climate laws and frameworks that acknowledge the disproportionate impact of climate change on children's well-being and future opportunities. Further highlighting the importance of developing proactive child-sensitive laws, policies, and frameworks while strengthening national child protection systems to ensure they are resilient and responsive to emergencies, including public health emergencies and natural and man-made disasters. Reaffirming the commitment to allocate adequate resources for the implementation of child-focused policies and initiatives, ensuring sustainable funding and support from government and partners. Calling upon IGAD member states, partners, civil society organizations, and communities to work collectively in fostering an environment where children's rights are upheld and their aspiration realized. Now, we hereby agree to endorse the IGAD Child Policy Framework based on the recommendation drawn from the National and Children Consultation and Regional Consultation as validated by technical experts committing to with national frameworks and in coordination with member states and children. Develop and enforce comprehensive Children's Act, national child policies and action plans and strategies where they're lacking, thus creating an enabling environment to empower and uplift children in the region. Promote government-led, whole-of-society approaches to child rights that integrate humanitarian, development, and peace-building efforts across sectors. Develop a result-based framework for monitoring the implementation of the IGAD Child Policy Framework and ensuring accountability at national and regional levels with clear roles and responsibilities for the IGAD Secretariat, member states, and other stakeholders. Commit to ensuring meaningful participation of children, their families, and communities in the design and operationalization of child rights initiatives. Build broad-based, strategic, and sustainable partnership and engagement with national, regional, international, and development partners, national human rights institutions, as well as civil society and community-based organizations to increase effectiveness and scale of support to the line ministries to strengthen child rights. Enhance robust cross-border collaboration among IGAD member states to effectively address and resolve issues that jeopardize their rights, safety, and well-being of children, ensuring coordinated and unified action across the region. Call for the establishment and strengthening of national and regional child participation platforms and supporting structures in place where they do not currently exist, ensuring that children have a platform to voice their concerns and contribute to policy and decision-making. Promote coordination, capacity building, knowledge sharing, and mutual learning among IGAD member states to facilitate the effective implementation of the IGAD Child Policy Framework. Commit to sensitize and raise awareness amongst policymakers, communities, children, and other stakeholders on the provision and importance of the IGAD child policy. Leverage the strategic partnership between the IGAD Secretariat and the Regional Child Protection Network, RCPN, to promote children's rights and foster the implementation of the IGAD child policy framework. Emphasize the importance of maintaining a spirit of multi-sectoral and multi-stakeholders engagement, including meaningful involvement of child-led organizations in the implementation of the IGAD child policy framework. Strengthen
thank the government and the people of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia for hosting this important meeting and decide to remain seized of this matter. Done on 30th December 2024 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Emnet, for reading out the ministerial declaration. Excellencies, the ministers, this is the declaration that you are soon going to sign, a declaration that comprehensively addresses issues that have been discussed over the last 2 years and over the last 2 days. It stipulates roles and responsibilities of member states, IGAD Secretariat, our partners, and it's clearly showing commitment of yourself towards child rights. I call upon all of you to sign the declaration. If everybody is okay with it, we will call Teresa to bring, yes? Can we give a microphone to the chair?
Sorry, Victoria, to interrupt you.
No problem.
Just I have one added things for the first page. When we talk about Somalia and Kenya, you write only the representative for the country. It's important to add he's the representative for ministry for each country, the name of the ministry. It's important because this is the official declaration, so we need to have the name of each ministry of these countries. Thank you.
The names are there. The names of the ministers are there.
For the
Yeah.
here is not writing. It's not writing. The last page, yes, but the first we have in introduction should be written. Thank you.
Any other input or any other point to be raised by honorable ministers? I believe the declaration has been shared by the experts with the Excellency, the ministers. However, we're still giving a last-minute opportunity if there is any concerns to be raised before the signing. Teresa, can you attend to the minister? Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a pivotal moment where our ministers are going to sign the ministerial declaration. Let us all give a round of applause. Congratulations to the ministers, congratulations to the experts, congratulations to member states, and most importantly, congratulations to the children. Dear children, this ministerial declaration is a Christmas gift and a gift for the new year from our ministers. You are very lucky, like I said before, to have an opportunity to be part of the process right from the beginning up to the end. You need to utilize that opportunity to the maximum and keep advocating on behalf of your colleagues. You also need to act like an oversight. Continue to follow up the implementation, like you said, until this is implemented, and put pressure on your governments and your ministries to make sure that they develop an action plan and implement the policy, because you are the custodian of this policy. Congratulations to the children of the IGAD region for this beautiful gift given to you. It is your work, it is the work of the experts, and I'm very thankful to Mnet and the team from the IGAD Secretariat, also thankful to Save the Children International, Swiss Cooperation for Development, our member states expert who made it possible for us to reach this milestone. It's a milestone worth celebrating. It's a milestone worth acknowledging, and this could not have been possible without dedication and support from you, and without the technical support of Save the Children and the financial support of Swiss Cooperation for Development. Who have made it possible, and have made it possible to the Republic of Djibouti to cope and catch up with the meeting. I want to thank Bob, who have been really instrumental into this, our admin, Omi, and each and everyone. Our chaperones, I want to thank you for taking care of the children, being with them throughout the children consultation, and even in this regional validation. I think without you, the children will not be able to travel all the way up to here, but you are doing a tremendous job, and we want to appreciate your support. I also, in a special way, want to acknowledge representatives of the Ministries of Foreign Affairs. Your facilitation made this possible for us. I know it's not been easy, so I really want to acknowledge you, and I want to say that without our focal points at the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, we are not able to convene such a meeting. So I really want to say thank you and appreciate you for that. Our partners present in the room, thank you for always being there for us. We'll continue the advocacy, we'll continue to push for the child rights agenda to make sure that the children in the IGAD region have a better future. And as you have already seen, Ikram and the rest of the children are a testimony to that. The way they articulated the issues, the way they participated shows that the IGAD region has a bright future. These are our future leaders, our future presidents, our future doctors, our future judges, and our future pilots. These are the seeds of the IGAD that we need to continue to mentor and support. They need continuous monitoring and support so that they grow up to be effective leaders that will shape the future of the IGAD region. There is another portrait that needs to be signed. So Bob, can you please bring it in for the ministers to sign? Once again, sincere appreciation to our ministers for making it to this important meeting and for committing to be with us and for signing the ministerial declaration. There's another set of signatures that need to be done. As we wait, I would like our children who are going to do a performance for us to be ready. We're going to have an entertainment bit, and the children are supposed to be ready to come in to entertain. We've been sitting for long. We are sorry for that. But this is the end of the program. Call upon our ministers. Teresa, if you can guide, to come and sign on this. Excellency, the ministers, this is the dummy policy that we want you to sign. So kindly give us your precious signatures on this. Another strong round of applause to our ministers. Thank you, Excellency, the ministers. Representative of Kenya and Somalia, the directors, come forward, please. And the children, please come forward. Director of Health and Social Development Division, Madam Fathia Alwan, kindly come forward and sign on the policy document. Our children, your precious signature is needed on the policy. It is your own. You will own it. You will follow up the implementation. You are the custodians of this policy. Director Fathia, without your guidance and leadership, this would not have been possible. Congratulations to you and to the whole team of IGAD Secretariat. This is your work, it's your hard work, and we congratulate you for that. Save the Children International, Swiss Corporation for Development, our partners present in the room, come and give us your signature as well. Nimu, please, your signature.
Finally, Solomon from South.
Save the Children, UNHCR, World Vision, please come and sign on the policy. UNICEF, apologies to Excellencies the Ministers for making you wait for a long time, but it was Excellency, the ministers can have a seat and the rest go behind them. Thank you, everyone. We can go back to our seats. However, Excellency the Ministers and Madam Fathia and Save the Children need to join us in cutting the cake ceremony.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, you go.
Once again, congratulations. We can take back our seats. And our final program for today
እኔ ልክ ሲሽከረከር ላይ አለሽ ልክ ሲሽከረከር
Very nice performance, though my heart was. I almost had a heart attack. Anyway, I would like to say thank you once again and congratulations to all of us. I invite all of you for lunch, and I want our ministers to lead us. And I wish you, for those who are going back to their countries, journey mercies. For those who are staying in Addis Ababa, I wish you safe stay. Once again, thanks to the Federal Republic of Ethiopia for hosting us and for the warm welcome.